Hello, friends. If you are planning to fly in 2026, or if you have a trip coming up this summer, there are new airline rules that went into effect this year that most people over 60 either don't know about or are getting completely wrong. Some of these changes will cost you money if you miss them. Others are protections that work directly in your favor, rights and entitlements that airlines will never volunteer to you because informing you about them costs them money. Today I am going through all of it. What changed, what you are entitled to, and exactly what to say to get the treatment you deserve. Before we get into it, subscribe to this channel right now and turn on the bell. When airline rules change, when the TSA updates their policies, or when federal travel protections expand, most people find out at the airport when it is too late to do anything about it. Subscribe now and let's get into it. Stay with me because rule number 4 is the one that surprises people the most. Most travelers are throwing away money at security because of something that is completely unnecessary. I will tell you exactly what to say at the checkpoint to stop that from happening. Let's start with the biggest airline change of 2026, one that affects every single person who flies Southwest Airlines, which is one of the largest carriers in the country. For 52 years, Southwest operated on an open seating model. You checked in, got a boarding group letter and number, and then you scrambled to find the best available seat. That system is gone. As of January 27, 2026, Southwest moved to assigned seating. When you book a ticket now, you select your seat at the time of purchase, just like every other major airline. For most travelers, this is simply a procedural change. But if you are over 60, there are 2 specific things you need to understand about how the new system works. First, if you purchase the cheapest option, called the basic fare, Southwest will assign your seat for you at check-in. You do not choose it yourself. And that assigned seat is very likely to be a middle seat in the back of the plane. If you need an aisle seat, a seat near the front, or extra legroom for any medical reason, the basic fare will not accommodate you reliably. But here is what Southwest will never tell you on their own. If you need a specific seat for a medical or disability reason, you are entitled to it at no extra charge under the Air Carrier Access Act. This is federal law. It applies to every airline operating in the United States, including Southwest. If you have a condition that requires an aisle seat, a knee replacement, a hip issue, a bladder condition requiring frequent restroom access, any documented mobility need, that is not a preference. That is a medical accommodation. You call the Southwest Accessibility Desk when you book your ticket. You explain what you need and why, and they are required by federal law to block that seat for you at no upgrade cost. Do not pay extra for a seat you are legally entitled to receive for free. Write this down. Southwest Accessibility Desk. Call when you book. The law is on your side. The second thing involves the TSA security checkpoint, specifically a rule that has been in place for years and that most people over 75 still do not know about. If you are 75 years of age or older, you do not have to remove your shoes at airport security. The TSA has a specific protocol that exempts passengers 75 and older from the shoe removal requirement. You can also keep your light jacket on. Now, here is the problem. TSA agents are busy, lines are moving fast, and agents will sometimes wave their hand at the belt and call out, "Shoes off, laptops out," to the entire line without thinking about who is in it. Do not let the noise of the checkpoint pressure you into doing something you are not required to do. When you approach the conveyor belt, make eye contact with the officer and say clearly, "I am over 75 and I am keeping my shoes on." You are not asking for permission. You are stating a fact based on their own rules. The agent will direct you through accordingly. Now, if you have a metal implant, a hip replacement, a knee replacement, a pacemaker, and you set off the detector, you will be directed to additional screening. You have the right to request that this screening be done while seated. Simply say, "I have a medical device and I cannot stand with my arms raised. I need to be screened while seated." They will bring a chair. It preserves your dignity, and more practically, your balance. The third thing is one of the most useful and least known tools for travelers over 60. And it costs absolutely nothing. It is called the non-passenger escort pass, sometimes called a gate pass. It allows a family member, a friend, or a caregiver who is not flying to accompany you through security all the way to your gate and wait with you until you board. This is completely free. It is available at all major U.S. airports. Here is exactly how to get one. Call the airline after you book your ticket and tell them, "I am an elderly traveler and I need a gate pass for a companion to assist me to the gate." That is the exact language. Use it. On the day of travel, you and your companion go to the check-in counter together. Your companion shows their ID, a real ID-compliant driver's license or a passport, and the agent prints them a pass that works just like a boarding pass through security. They escort you to the gate. They help you with bags. They wait with you. and they can speak to gate agents on your behalf if there is a delay or a change to your flight. One important note on this: arrive earlier than usual when you use this. The agent needs to verify your companion's identity and print the pass, which takes a few extra minutes. This does not work if you arrive at the last moment. Plan for it. Rule 4 applies to anyone who travels with medications or medical supplies. And this is the rule that most people are throwing money away by not knowing. The TSA liquid rule, the 3.4-ounce limit, does not apply to medically necessary liquids. Your insulin, your Ensure or Glucerna nutritional drink, your prescription liquid medication, your saline solution, your liquid supplements. None of these are subject to the standard liquid limit. You can carry a full-size bottle through security. The critical step is declaring them correctly at the checkpoint. Do not leave them buried in your bag. Before you get to the belt, separate all your medical liquids into a clear bag. It does not have to be a quart-size bag. Any clear bag works. And when you place it on the belt, look at the officer and say, "These are medically necessary liquids. I am declaring them." The word declaring is important. It triggers the exemption protocol. The officer will run the items through a separate scanner and may wave a testing strip over opened bottles. This is standard procedure. They are verifying safety, not confiscating your property. One specific note on insulin ice packs: they must be frozen solid when you present them. If they are partially melted or slushy, TSA can classify them as liquids and confiscate them. Freeze them rock hard before you leave the house. The fifth thing is a free tool for international travelers that almost no one over 60 uses. If you have traveled internationally and returned to the United States, you know what customs looks like. Hundreds of people in a line that can run 60 to 90 minutes or more. There is a free official app called Mobile Passport Control from U.S. Customs and Border Protection. You download it before you leave. You set up your profile by scanning your passport. That is all the setup required. When your international flight lands, while you are still taxiing to the gate, you open the app, answer the standard declaration questions, and submit. The app generates a QR code. At the customs hall, instead of joining the main line, you look for the mobile passport control lane. It is almost always empty or has only a few people. You show the officer the QR code and your passport, and you are done. People routinely walk past hour-long lines in under 10 minutes using this. This is not the same as global entry, which costs $100, requires an in-person interview, and takes months to process. Mobile passport control is free. No background check, no interview, no advance approval. If you travel internationally, even once a year, download it before your next trip. So here is the full picture. Southwest's open seating is gone as of January 27, 2026. If you need a specific seat for a medical reason, you are entitled to it free under federal law, through the accessibility desk, regardless of what fare you purchased. If you are 75 or older, you do not have to remove your shoes at TSA. State it clearly, and the agent will direct you through. The non-passenger Escort pass lets a family member or friend accompany you through security to your gate for free. Call the airline after booking to arrange it. Medical liquids are exempt from the 3.4-ounce rule. Separate them, declare them, and use the word declaring at the checkpoint. And Mobile Passport Control is a free app that lets you bypass the customs line after international travel in minutes. Airlines profit when you don't know your rights. You now know them. Share this with someone who is flying this year. Your spouse, your children, your siblings. They will not hear this anywhere else. If this helped you, hit the like button. It helps other seniors find this information when they need it. Click subscribe and the bell right now so you never miss an alert. When rules change at the airport, you will know before you go. I'll see you in the next one.